Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fears of the Crypt. Excuse me. This tale comes from the UK, Derby, and it's a haunted tale from the Old Bell Hotel. It is one of the most frequently asked questions here at the Old Bell Hotel. Is this place really haunted? Good question. Here are just a few stories from the archives. Have a read and you can decide on the stories yourself. Stories of hauntings span generations and without doubt on curtain days in certain parts of the building. There can be quite a foreboding feeling about the place. The building was currently experienced some incredible things over its 375-year history. If only the walls could talk. One of the most frequent stories is of room 29, reported to be one of the most haunted rooms. It is here where Mabel, a linen maid at the time when the Old Bell was still a coaching inn, is said to have her hung herself. Her job was to strip the beds, then take the sheets away to be washed, replacing them with fresh ones. One day, some passing soldiers on a recruitment drive were buying drinks for the young men in the bar. Mabel's lover got drunk and took the king's shilling. He was taken away to war and was killed soon after. Mabel then found that she was pregnant with her lover's child. When she heard of his death, she committed suicide, hanging herself in room 29. Another ghost has been seen in the area of the first floor bar. One of the witnesses was laying out the cutlery, napkins, china, etc. in the restaurant situated on the first floor. She left the room for a moment, and when she returned, she found that everything on the tables had been moved into a different order. There is only one door. Oh, hang on. One door. One door. There's only one door in and out of the restaurant. And she swore that no one had entered the room, as they would have had to have passed her. Interestingly, whilst there are now two doors in and out, records show that originally there was indeed only one. It is difficult to understand if the maids are one and the same. One story from the 1930s again mentions a maid. One of the upstairs rooms in the Old Bell Hotel is said to be haunted by the ghost of a serving girl who has been seen on many occasions dressed in 18th century clothing with a white cape. It was thought that she was murdered by Jacobites in 1745. The soldier's ghost haunts the top floor of the hotel, and paranormal investigators have often commented on his description and how utterly evil he is. The serving girl's ghostly usually appears when children are present, and two intenses are recorded at the inn. During the 1930s, the landlord at the time had a son who suffered from asthma, or whatever it is. One afternoon, he heard him coughing and choking in his bedroom, and so he ran upstairs and burst into the bedroom, only to find a lady dressed in 18th century costume bending his son over and patting him on the back. As the boy's father took over, the mysterious figure simply vanished before his eyes. In the 1950s, and this same room was being used as a nursery. The landlady was in the process of changing her baby hair one day, and she had to turn away to get some nappy pins and cotton wool. As she turned back, she saw a figure in 18th century costume standing over the baby, stooping, as if to pick the child up. The mother rushed to pick child up, and as she did, the ghostly figure completely faded away. A lot of the stories are verified from articles in the Derby Mercury, like the story of Walters. He had been staying here at the Old Bell Inn for several weeks before the landlord asked him to pay his bill, to which he replied, "You won't get a penny from me, nor will anyone." With that, he went to his room. When he failed to come down for breakfast the following morning, the landlord went to his room, where he discovered this body with his throat cut from ear to ear. Questions were asked at the time: was it suicide or was he murdered? His room is now our accounts office, and the team experience strange sensations in there. There are many ghost stories from the last 100 years. They even have ones from the team working here at the Bell over the last decade. These stories are as weird, strange, and as unexplained as the rest, but they will have to save those for another blog. They can't be held responsible for their not sleeping well or having nightmares this Halloween. Can we now? And so that leaves us to another end of another haunting tale. It was a long one, but we got there. So, if you like this video, give it a like, share, and comment. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, press the notification bell, and have it ringing to notify you for when the next video will be posted. So, cryptors, do you dare to enter the crypto fears and enter the other realm? I've been Nick, and this has been Fears of the Crypt.